Alright, y'all. I got a special one for y'all today. As you see in the thumbnail, I got an original classic for you. We got the 1980 Friday the 13th, Part 1. It spawned the franchise. Today is Friday the 13th. Ironic. Let's get it. Now, everybody know my history of horror movies and how I feel about Jason and Freddy. I think 2 years ago, maybe 3, I had a Freddy vs. Jason month where I did a Freddy movie one day, a Jason the next. And I ended that week off with Freddy vs. Jason. What I didn't touch on that week was the first movie and the originator that spawned the franchise. Now I'm gonna look at the notes, get some of my post-production things out of there, and then I'm gonna go. Because this is a great movie, but it ain't gonna be too much of a long review. And I told y'all when I did the Horror Olympics in October, after rewatching some of these Jason movies and I ranked them higher than I remember them, this was the same situation. So this got also a huge cast. There's 10 bodies in this movie. I'm not gonna name everybody. I'm only naming people who I care about. We got Bessie Palmer as obviously Pamela Voorhees, the legendary character. We got Kevin Bacon in one of his first early roles as Jack. We got Adrienne King as Allison Hardy, which is the final girl. We got Robbie Morgan as Annie, which is the cook. She had a nice kill. And we got Walt Gordon as Crazy Ralph. Excuse me. This movie had a budget because it was getting bidded on between certain productions before it was greenlight by Paramount. But it had a budget between $550,000 to $650,000 in 80s money. But it grossed $59 million. If that don't tell you anything, it tells you sequel at bare minimum. So we gonna get this poppin'. The movie starts off very creepy and scary as hell for a prototypical 80s slasher movie. It got Pamela like stalking the campsite, you know what I'm saying? Her son, this is backstory. Spoilers for the movie that's fucking older than I am, 40 plus years old since 1980. But the backstory is told throughout the movie, but I'm just gonna talk to you as if I'm spoiling the whole movie. Her son, Jason, has died at Camp Crystal Lake. This, I'm assuming the earlier summer of 57. So in 1958, they buried the story, and Pamela Voorhees is stalking the campsite. She watching them sing and dance, and the counselors going about their normal daily life. At night, she is 2 camp counselors who get out the normal bunch, and they go up to a like a little shed at the top of the attic where they alone. They finna get a little smoocheroo on. That's when Pamela Voorhees comes out the cut and kills both of them. 1958. That's her first body. Like James A. Janice say, kill count. That's 2 kills right there. They shut the count. They shut the Camp Crystal Lake, which they coined in the town Camp Blood. They shut it down for like 20 years. It reopens on ironic Friday the 13th of 79. Now, like I said, this movie is great, but I'm not finna go plot beat boring because it's prototypical of what you can expect from Friday the 13th movies or any horror movies from this era in general. So the counselors, like I said, they named Alice, and well, Annie got killed on her way. She was supposed to be the cook. She was getting a ride from Pamela Voorhees, and Pamela started speeding and acting weird. They never showed the killer. I'm saying Pamela because we damn know it's her. But at that time of the movie, throughout the entire movie, it's the unknown killer. They never show the killer's face or no signs. It might be an arm here and a throat slash there, but never feminine traits where you can tell it's a man hand from woman hands, or you never get to see a body complexion or build. So she driving Annie to the Camp Crystal Lake, speeding, erratic. The chick jumps out the car. So Pamela pulls over, chases her through the woods, a nice little scene, throat slash. Excuse me again. Friday the 13th Part 1 got a lot of prototypical 80s slasher kills, like axe to the face, throat slash, arrow through Kevin Bacon's neck. Like, it got all of those kind of kills. It get gorier throughout the times, but with the practical effects in the time span of the 80s, this shit looked good and scary to me. And you gotta immerse yourself into time. If you young, you will never get it like my kids' ages. But even older people like me, if you look at a movie from a 2026 lens, none of them 80s slashers movies will do it for you because they do less with more. And this is a A1 case of that. It ain't cutting heads off and blood streaking out the decapitated head or guts on the ground, and it's none of that. It's just a quick throat slash, an axe to the face, arrows to the body, you know what I'm saying? Small stuff. All movie, I mean, like I said, I'm not going through plot beating poems. I'm just going on what's happening. So we get to scenes where they playing strip Monopoly or water polo or spades or just talking around a campfire. It's like 12 cast members. So when this guy go to the bathroom, Pamela cuts him in the neck. When that girl, you know what I'm saying, takes a shower after sex, Pamela axes her in the head. Kevin Bacon smoking a joint in the bed, he get the arrow through the neck. All that happened basically throughout the movie. And I'm sorry if I'm not giving you a coherent, like, peep pop boing, but that's what happened throughout the entire movie. Like I said, I'm not a great, you know what I'm saying, narrator of Jason franchise or like a lover like I am with Saw or Freddy, but I watch the movies and I know what's happening. But if you've seen one, you damn seen them all. Some of my favorite ones is some of the horrible ones to diehard fans or casuals. But back to the movie. Pamela done knocked off about 8 or 9 of the counselors. Crazy Ralph keep popping up. He a suspect. The cops coming through the council. They coming through Crystal Lake looking for him. They can't find him. So you assuming if he ain't the killer, even in your 80s mind, you will be thinking if he ain't the killer, which is obvious, he gonna be killed to show he ain't the killer, or he gonna be somewhat associated to the killer. Meaning he gonna be helping the killer or related to the killer, but never was on the killer's side. That's how they play Ralph into his death, and like, I think he died in like Manhattan. Like, he was in a lot of these movies, at least 2 or 3 of them if I'm not mistaken. But we get to the final fight where it's Alice and Pamela. All the shit is going up. All the bodies, she going through this room, a corpse hanging. She go to the bathroom, a corpse in the tub. She going through all that to where Pamela shows up like she looking for Annie, or like that's somebody she kin of, and she trying to like finesse her way into the situation. She harmless. So you like, oh, about time somebody know what the fuck going on. An adult in the room besides the counselors or the cops that pull up sporadically. So then when she get to talking, you get to hearing the killer mommy, all the voices and hallucinating and multiple personality disorder, whatever you can diagnose her with, you see it happening. So she get to attacking her and the crazy come out and you realizing she's the killer is exposed at this moment. So they have a final fight, running and dashing, ducking and dodging, stab here, punch there. This is Allison and Mrs. Voorhees. A middle-aged grandma figure and a nice young teen to early 20-year-old prime figured woman. This shouldn't have been a battle, but I'm gonna get to that in my point system when I rate the movie. So they have a final fight. Alice get the axe, decapitates Mrs. Voorhees. A great practical effect. This CG bullshit we living in 2026 will look so horrible if they did this movie over. But it looked good because you see like bone, cartilage, marrow looking color in the neck after it's decapitated. It's gelatin like how neck skin would look. It just looked good to me. And there you have it. Happy ending. Not so damn fast. Smoke break. She motherfucking decapitate Mrs. Voorhees. I might have a cough after that smoke. It ain't happen, whatever. After she decapitate Mrs. Voorhees, she goes out to Camp Crystal Lake and she gets in a little boat, you know what I'm saying? Lackadaisical, out her mind. The night was crazy. She hysterical, not like going crazy hysterical, but she just going through a vortex in her mind from what the night just entailed. That's when you get in my opinion, the greatest jump scare in movie history with the Michael Myers not bloody, but seaweed, underwater, mermaid figured corpse comes up, grabs her down for the final scene, roll credits. If you was alive and saw this movie in 1980, theater, VHS, that shit would have had you hooked. Like, damn, that wasn't just no little myth and the mama went crazy. Did this really happen? Is the kid alive? Woo woo. It leaves everything open for a sequel. Now we know Pamela dead, but whatever. If this kid alive, shit, it could be a spirit or whatever, and they figured it out what they was gonna do. A couple movies, Jason Baghead, or he's semi-human or whatever, they figured the method out after that. But without that jump scare, who knows what the franchise would have been. And there you have it. I'm gonna give this movie, to be honest, after rewatching it, because I just rewatched this last night. This ain't like I watched it during Horror Olympics. I'm gonna give this an 8 out of 10, and I'm gonna tell you why 8 out of 10. First thing why I take a point away is because they capitalized off Halloween 1, and they admitted it. After that craze, low budget classic came out, we wanted our horror icon, and they damn sure created one with Jason. It took a couple films before he formed into Jason, unlike The Shape was The Shape from day one, but that take a point off, because y'all swagger jack quick. I always say they got the same backstory and lore, just certain things are switched. The second reason why I take a point away from a 10 to an 8 is the killer aspect. The twist, the plot, Jason coming out the water at the end, a fucking 1. No problem with none of that. But my problem is the reveal is not what's in the box from 7. It's not Jigsaw Saw 1 was on the floor the whole time, like to watch his subjects. It was the fact that everybody who got killed by Pamela Voorhees saw her. I can't get over that. Now, it's some kills where, like Kevin Bacon, excuse me, I got a little cold and shit. When he in the bed smoking after he just had sex, he off guard, she under the bed and stab him. Anybody can do that, old or young. But it's some kills, she chasing people down. She slitting people's throat. This ain't even Bagface Jason, where at least he big and imposing. This is an old lady. Like in 1958, her first revenge kills against the 2 counselors. If you and your girlfriend, anybody who watching this, it could be 1 viewer or 1 million. If 2 16-year-olds are making out in a park or in the attic or whatever, and an old lady come break y'all up, I don't care if she got a gun, she can just bam bam y'all shit, blow y'all down. But if she got any kind of weapon, that a knife, an axe, 2 teenage counselors can take her old ass on. 1 can. I know a human guy can. So my point off of the 10 to an 8 is Pamela Voorhees just don't work for me. It's not like the Collector and Saw. Saw is old, Collector used your house as a trap. She not setting people up to be where her size and age is not even in the advantage or disadvantage. She using her size and it's supposed to be a disadvantage. This is an old lady, so her getting 10 kills don't work for me. But overall, I don't want to be all nasty negative. This still is a great movie. It spawned a franchise. The twist of it being an old lady was kind of like intriguing, but I saw a movie that did it better, which I think I covered, called Mother's Day. She an old lady who can lure you in from her kind sweetness, but she got 2 crazy deranged sons to do the heavy lifting. If that would have been like that, where a multi-universe where Pamela don't die and she control Jason like she do in his mind but not in real life, that'd have been interesting in the multi-universe. But I'm getting all off topic. The overall is 8 out of 10. This is a great movie. Friday the 13th. I had to cover a Friday the 13th movie. Now I'm out. Stay tuned, because I got more videos coming. Your favorite horror channel, ZZ the King, and I'm out.